Hi guys, I'm here today to do a TBR for the Backlist BookAthon. This is a month-long readathon starting January 15th through February 15th. There are 10 prompts, and each prompt has a point system, so the first prompt is to read a backlist published before January 2020. And the whole point of this readathon, I should mention also, is to read your backlist. Books you already own from before January 2020. So all books you bought from 2019 backwards. Yes. So the first challenge is to read a backlist title published before January 2020. And for that, I picked Unable to Resist by Casey Graham. And I'm super excited to read this. I've had this paperback for 2 years, I think, and I've had the Kindle way longer. I've not read a Casey Graham book. I own almost all of them, and just have not read her. So why not? I don't really know what this is about. I think this is a cowboyish book, which I like. So yes. And then the next, and that is worth 10 points. So if I finish that, it's worth 10 points. The second challenge is to read a read that was an older anticipated novel. And for that, I picked Covet by Macaulay Smeltzer. I meant to read this last year, and I just didn't get around to it. This is book 2 in the Enchanter series. And this is one of the only 2 books by her I have not read. So if I read this, I will be one step closer to reading all of her list books, and I'm super excited. This is a witch book, so it has a little paranormal element to it, and I'm super excited to continue on with this series. Then and that is also worth 10 points. The next book is read a book that has been on your TBR for at least 6 months. And that one I have is Mr. Fantasy by Cambria Herbert. And this was this is a romance reveal book. And I've had for a few months. I think it came out in April 2019, I think. So, yeah, I've had it for a few months. Yeah, so I'm excited to read this, and get one of my romance reveal books off of my TBR. And and that is also worth 10 points. Then, the fourth prompt is to read a book that you have been avoiding because it is an older backlist title. I wouldn't say I've been avoiding this, but it's one of my oldest books that I own, and that is I Stand Before You by S.R. Gray, and this one is worth 15 points. This is book 1 in the Judge You Not series. I own this on audio. It released on audio last year, so yes, I figured why not start it, and fossil sign, so get this read. And then the fifth prompt is worth 15 points too, and that is reread, or completely unhaul a book you're still not sure you want to keep on your shelf. I wouldn't say I don't want to keep this book on my shelf, but I want to reread this. And that is Good by S. Walden. This is book 1 in the Too Good series. This is a teacher-student romance. I read this back in 2014, I think. I got it back in 2014. I may have read it in 2014. I don't remember, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I want to see if I still enjoy it, and I'm super excited to read it again. So, yes, that's that one. And the sixth challenge is read that book you've been waiting to read but haven't gotten around to it for whatever reason. No excuses this time. So that one is going to be Undeniable by Macaulay Smeltzer. This is the second book of hers that I have not read. This is book 2 in the Undeniable Unraveling series. I don't know what the series is called. Oh, it's Second Chance. Novella. This has one of my favorite tropes in it, which is brother's best friend, or yes. So I just haven't got around to this, and I just need to, because I really enjoy Macaulay Smeltzer. She is one of my favorite authors. If you watch the channel, you know I talk about her a lot. So I know this is probably going to be a 5-star, and I just haven't read it yet. So it needs to get done this year in this readathon. So 15 points for that. And then your next challenge, number 7, is read that book that has been on your TBR the longest, and that's 20 points. So what I did, I went to go back in 2000. I went to my earliest book haul that I had, and that was from Book Bash 2014, and I watched that video, and there was only one book on there that I have not read, so yay me! And that is Better by S. Walden. This is book 2 in the Too Good series, so I would like to read Good so I could read Better, because I don't remember. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of Good, but I don't remember enough to continue on with this series without rereading it. So that's why when I saw that one, I was like, let's do this. So again, this is a teacher-student romance, which is one of my favorite forbidden tropes, and I'm really excited to read this. And then that is also worth 20 points. Then read a book you've been avoiding because it intimidates you. Again, this is not really, I don't really get intimidated by books or stuff. I just don't always read it because I don't like the what it is. And for that, I picked The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have this on audio, and this is also what I'm going to use for one of the Romanceopoly. So I'm just going to count it towards this because it is a historical fiction, and I'm not a huge fan of historical fiction. So yes, and that's the only one I don't own. But I own it on audio, so technically I own it, just not physically. And then number 9 is read a book that you've been avoiding because of mixed or bad reviews. I want to say this one I'm avoiding because of that. I haven't actually heard anyone talking about this, but I went on Goodreads and it has one of the lower ratings. And I've never read a book by this author, so it could go either way. And that is Dating in the Dark by Alexandria Bishop. Again, I am using this for a Romanceopoly challenge, so why not include it? Because I have to read it anyways. And yeah, I've never read a book by her. This is a romance reveal book too. So yes, I'm super excited to start this, and I don't really know what it is. So there's that. And that is worth 20 points too. And then, excuse me. I have read a book that was a gift or recommended that you are unsure you'll like. And for this, I included one of my romance reveal books, because I would say those are like gifts because I don't get to pick them out. It's a subscription box, so they pick out the books for you. And that the one I picked is Like a Love Song by Nicola Song. Sorry. And this is one of the first books I ever got. This was in my first books, romance reveal book subscription box that I got. And I love the cover. I just don't know if I will enjoy this because, again, it has like a 3-point something review on Goodreads. So this one I'm not sure about. But yes. So those are all the 10 books I am going to read for the Backlist BookAthon. And I'm super excited to start. It starts Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it starts Wednesday. So if you're interested, try to find some books that work for you. And honestly, these challenges are pretty easy, so you can get a lot of points. And you could also stack up points. You could read more than one book for each challenge, but you could only choose 1 point system. So say if a book is worth 10 points and then you pick 10 or 15, so that book would only be worth 15 points or 10, depending on what you want. So yes, but I'm going to try to read all of these. I think it should be easy. I should be able to read all of these 10 in a month, since I'm already at 12 for the year, in 2 weeks, in 12 days. So I think I got this, and I'm super excited. And yeah, if you guys are going to participate, what do you plan on reading? And if you've read any of these, which one did you think of? And I'll see you guys later. Bye.